Actually, I saw him for the first time at the roast, and I was like, "Is that Dan Brown?"
We're live,
Younger.
everyone.
We are live now.
We're live.
Great.
Great. Are we also ready to record?
We're
Yeah.
going.
Podcast?
Yeah,
we
we're
recording?
going.
Fantastic. That's
Let's
what's
roll.
called professionalism, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Keeping the duct tape on the table for the video. There we are,
you
ladies
can't
and
see
gentlemen.
it. That's fine.
Yeah, well,
That's for later.
I feel it. Welcome to Pat Oates is Sad. Now our first time on the Comedy LOL Network. So you can scroll through there and see all the Ron Paul videos Brandon watches on there. Hey, Brandon, get your own fucking page now. Because
I know. I'm gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
I know. Everyone loves awards. But
We start getting these videos out. I did the Pat Oates Woke this morning, and now we're going to have this one out. We'll start getting those out, and we'll start pushing away the Adam Prue heads that are all at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because people have messaged me and go, is this it? Like, for 2 weeks, they're like, you want me to subscribe to that cat? And because you had a picture of your cat. And I'm like, yeah, he's got to put the logo up.
Yeah, we want you to subscribe.
And then everyone's like,
cat.
oh, that gay farming logo? And I'm like, it's not gay farming. I know it says organic, but read the whole thing. It's comedy, and it's just pink. Pink's not a gay color. Pink Pink doesn't have sex.
You know, I think it is people try to be, they know you're a comedian, so they try to be funny with you instead of just like talking to you like a normal person.
Yeah, but they should realize I'm not a funny comedian. So
Yeah.
what are they doing? Don't match.
Yeah.
Speaking of unfunny comedians, with me is Joe Reddington, which we're happy to have here.
Hello, how's it going?
And Dan Brown of Dan Brown fame. Look at Brandon moving the camera.
Yeah.
See,
Are you gonna pan that
that's
the whole
him.
time?
Well, I talked to him about panning. It's a good thing. We got that.
Hey, everybody.
Get ready for an avalanche of
Yeah,
bland.
stop talking, Brandon. Just pan the whole time.
A bland avalanche.
Yeah.
I like
Ooh.
that bland avalanche. But I did the Pat Oates Woke thing this morning, and I yelled because I'm not gonna get into that guy again, but I probably end up getting into him again. But I got somebody was trolling someone, basically. I don't know exactly how it went, and they were trolling them and putting the fire emojis. You know, like people do, like when Neanderthal people are like, I think you're attractive, here's flames, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I made a joke a couple weeks ago on the podcast here with Nicole Claire and her dad saying, like, when people do that, I'm always like, how archaic have we become as people where we can't just say, hey, I find you attractive. You're like, here's cartoons. They're like, here's a thing. Like, underneath, it always just looks like they're trying to light that person on fire. It's like there's a picture, then there's flames. And I'm like, so I was saying, like, maybe those people want to light them on fire. We were obviously being all tongue in cheek, whatever. This guy was putting flames and then saying underneath, he's like, what do you, you're like, someone's like, oh, thanks. Like, no, I'm saying I want to light you on fire. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, that means light you on fire. And he kept writing that. And I only know this because all of a sudden the Pat Oates is Sad Instagram gets tagged in it. It says, yeah, I stole this from this comic, this unpopular comic. He wrote, Pat Oates is sad. And he thinks you should burn people on fire. And then like said some weird shit about like my family and like trying to be, once again, probably trying to be funny or whatever. So I just wrote, excuse me? And he didn't respond. So I wrote a message to him. I was like, dude, just please take that down. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a joke of mine, whatever. And please don't talk about my family, whatever.
So
he didn't respond.
He stole from you. He
Well,
insulted you.
But he didn't steal from me. So like, and he's messaging more and more. And I write underneath the thing, I'm like, I'm like, hey man, it's like, I messaged you, whatever. Please take it down. And I don't know whose page it is that he's doing this on. So I start explaining what I was talking about. I'm like, I don't want to burn people. And he said some term, and he's like, you're probably going to steal that term from me. I looked it up myself. I'm like, yeah, good job. And I looked at it, I know what it meant. And I'm like, oh, that's horrific. I don't want to know that at all. But it was like an Urban Dictionary thing, or whatever. And I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to know about it. But then I was like, dude, just take this down over and over. And he's just like, I watched another one of your podcasts, and you said people steal from them. And at least I'm not stealing from known people. I'm stealing from unpopular. I'm like, oh my. So this whole morning I ranted about like, and here's the part with my ego. I don't care if he shits on me. And he finally took it down. He's like, he was just trying to joke, whatever. He's like, I stole your idea of saying you can make emojis mean whatever you want them to be. I'm like, that's not really my idea. It was just something I said on there. But whatever, dude. You got caught trolling. It didn't work. And you tried to throw me under a bus. Like, I wasn't involved in this fucking world. Whatever. But what bothered me was, why unpopular? Say unknown. Say struggling.
Yeah, because unpopular is like it's like a diss, obviously. It's
here's the thing, and when I talked about this on the phone earlier, you quoted me, motherfucker. I'm more popular than you. You quoted me. You've watched me. You've listened to me. I might not be popular, but in this cafeteria, I'm cool kids table. You're not. I'm the popular one.
You're the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah, I'm a fish, motherfucker.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So, and then he's saying that he takes advice from unpopular people.
Well, not
That's
even
what
advice. He steals. Well, because
Well,
people
steals,
won't,
right,
people
yeah.
won't care because
Right.
they're unpopular.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care about being popular or not, but like you tagged me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I didn't even obviously he was doing it for attention to joke. Like Brandon said, some people who aren't comics try to be funny and do that kind of, I get that shit all the time. I'll come off stage and like in Providence, I haven't been doing all my jokes. I really try to get away from doing the jokes that did in the album. But when I'm at like a club, I do a couple of the jokes that I'm like, if I'm doing a Saturday 8:00, I'm like, I'm gonna do tried and true. So I do one or two of the jokes from the album. And I did the joke where I mentioned lupus. And they really fucking love lupus.
Who doesn't?
They love
It's
it.
such a great thing.
Providence, East Providence, they love it.
Yeah.
I'm outside and people are going, lupus, and pointing at me, lupus. And lady goes, I got lupus. You got lupus. They're screaming at me. I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy. And they're just yelling this thing. And then one guy comes up to me and goes, but seriously, you know, I have lupus. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, no, but seriously, I do. I'm like, you don't. And he's like, man, I don't mind the joke at all, but I do. I'm like, all right, man. Sorry, but you're having lupus. He goes, I don't have lupus. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know.
You're like, Jesus.
You ever think about getting merch and just saying I have a shirt that says I have lupus on it?
No.
And selling it?
No, because I've actually found through comedy, I've met two people through comedy that do have that, and I like these people very, very much. And I feel awful when they're both like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna check out your album." I'm like, "Hey, skip track 7." If you're like, I really like you. I'm saying good things about it.
Just listen to track 6 2 times.
Yeah, it's a very positive. What the fuck? I'm an idiot, but like, but I was gonna say, oh, fuck, I had doing a thing and you were smart right there. I was doing
Sorry.
no, I said you were smart right there. You did good, but I had a fucking.
You weren't expecting it. I wasn't either.
Oh no, that was no, that was it. So after that show, and talking about people that say, like, I'm sure people come up to you after the shows, both of you, and will joke about something you said, and you're kind of like, I know I said it up there, but I don't like. I know you've had people come up to you when you used to do that funny joke about I'm a date rapist, whatever, and they wanted to discuss rape with
Yeah,
you.
they
And
wanted
you're
to
like,
talk shop with me afterwards. I'm like, well, I don't like this joke anymore.
yeah, you weren't like, hey, if anybody wants to work out plans.
Yeah.
And people, I'm sure you have people come up to you saying things. I mean,
not really. Once I had a guy come up to me about the
military joke.
military joke, but the bookers stopped him before he can even say anything to me.
Oh.
So they were just like, go back into the green room right now. And I was like, did I do something wrong? He's like, just go back in the room. And then they came over and said that, like, yeah, it was just some lunatic.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was good. They protected you from.
Yeah, they were like, just get out of here right now. I was like, okay.
I have the face like he wants lunatics to talk to him. So the clubs are like, oh yeah, Pat loves that shit. Go up to him. That's fine. Oh, you have a gun? Here's another one. Like, bring that up with you.
Yeah.
You know what? You stab Pat. Pat loves stabbing. He's thinner now. He can take more stabbings. It's like, which is weird. You think I'm bigger, be more stab, but whatever. So, but after shows, people come out to me and they get really excited. One guy, the show was over and I was waiting to get picked up. And the Comedy Connection now bought the bar next door, and they now own that bar next door. So a lot of the people from the crowd went over there, and I was standing up in front of that area, and people were knocking on the window, and they're like, "You're the comedian!" And you're hearing these lupus through the window, like screaming in a breath. Like, all right, they're come in. And I had like 10 minutes to wait, whatever. So I walk in. One guy's like, "I'm gonna buy you shots. I'm gonna buy you whatever you want, man. Whatever you want." He's like flexing. And I was like, "What the fuck?" I don't know why he's flexing. And I'm like, I really appreciate it. I don't drink, but thank you very much. You know, thank you guys for coming out, whatever. And he's like, "What do you want? You want water? I'll fucking get you water. You want some motherfucking water?" I'm like, "I don't want motherfucking. I just want regular water." Sure, I'll take whatever water
You want ice with that water?
Well, he goes to the bar and he goes, he's just yelling. There's two bartenders. Get this dude's awesome. Get him fucking water. He needs water. So all of a sudden, both bartenders didn't realize the one was doing it. So I get 2 waters. And I'm like, all right. And he goes, I Bill Cosby'd one of them. I go, you made it hilarious in the 80s. And he just goes, what? I'm like, never mind. But it's like, sorry, I just didn't want to go that route. Dan wasn't here to give me rape knowledge, so I didn't know what to do. But so then he's there with his wife and his friend and his sister, I believe, and another couple, but the other couple wasn't attractive, so I didn't pay attention to them. And then, so these 4 people are all talking to me, and they're talking about my act, and they're like, and the guy goes, he's drunk, but he goes, "What I like about you is like, it's like you're almost human." And then he smiled, and they're like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I didn't ask, but I'm like, I think I know what they meant. Like, I was like, one of them. They're like, yeah, you talk like, oh, blue collar. I'm like, well, that means almost human. But I guess I know what you mean. Like, it seems like I could be on some kind of spectrum.
That was just like saying that you're very relatable.
I guess, but that would be, but humans are relatable. Other humans.
You're almost a regular.
Like,
not a
like
psychopath.
you're like an aardvark, like almost human. You're like a chimpanzee guy.
Look at your tail; it's barely there.
But then the guy, then there's my favorite part. The guy goes, he's like, I write jokes. I'm like, you write jokes? And his wife goes, oh, yeah, he does. He writes really dark jokes. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. I go, you write them, or dude, are you like taking credit? He's like, they might sound a little familiar, but they're my spin. You talk about your kids, I talk about mine. And he goes, can I tell you a joke? And I was like, oh, that's the whole reason for bringing me in with the water. Tell me a joke. And I look at the thing. Uber's got 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
You go ahead and tell me a joke. And he's like, oh, this one. And his sister goes, tell the one about your kids wanting to get stuff. I was like, okay. And he goes, yeah. So my daughter comes up to me and says, hey, Dad, I want to go to this movie and I want to go out to eat and stuff like that. Can I have $50? And I was like, you know the rules. So she gets down on her knees and she pulls out my dick and she's getting ready. And I'm sitting in the bar like, what the fuck? He's like, and as she's getting ready, she puts the dick right in her mouth and she just goes, oh, Dad, this tastes like shit. And he goes, yeah, it's because your brother wanted to borrow the car earlier. And then they're all smiling at me, like, don't take that one. I'm like, I promise you I won't. I can promise you one thing in the world. I won't take that joke.
It's got good structure.
But doesn't it feel familiar?
Yeah.
It's an old, I've heard it before. It's like an old bar hacky joke. I've heard it before, yeah. It may be in a different context, but something similar.
I think whatever you do it in, the context is the same.
Yeah.
I feel
the
like
message is clear.
Yeah, it
I
was
feel like
pretty
some
brutal.
old man just rose up out of an alley and told me that joke at one time.
He was just in a can. He just popped up. He's like, dicks.
Guess what I did to my kids and why I'm in jail now? All right.
And then they're like, what about the other one? And he told one, I forget the wording, but it ended up like the daughter was eating a lot, or she was using a cucumber as a dildo. And he's like, stop it, because now your vagina's going to taste like salad. And I hate salad. And I was like, oh my God. And then he finally like, how about the CVS one? And so he's like, and I was like, oh, you have a sponsor? It can't just be any pharmacy. It's like, you want to work that. So you don't want to get one mad at you. You want to make sure, whatever. If you're in New York, work at Dwayne Reed in there, something like that. So he's like, yeah, we're at the CVS. And I was going to pick up prescriptions, and I said to the guy, I said, I need to get my prescription for me, and I need to pick up what you call it, pregnant, or the morning after pill, whatever, or birth control,
Plan B. Okay.
birth control for my daughter. And he's like, how old's your daughter? And he's like, she's 7. He's like, I can't believe that your daughter's sexually active at 7. He's like, nah, she's not active. She just lays there. And I was like, and he goes, how about that? And I go, how about that? That's all I said back. How about that? How about that? I don't know.
I like how his wife is like his #1 fan.
Yeah.
Tell the joke about our kids sucking your dick.
Here's the thing, though. When she was saying that, and then when she was watching for my response, she wasn't doing it as the #1 fan. I think she was doing it as, hey, dude, tell him your jokes. I want a comedian to hear what the fuck you've been saying to us about our fucking kids at bars and now and whatever. And she was like kind of like, and then the sister, she was pretty drunk, but she was pretty cute, and she was just like, oh, isn't that great? And she was sitting on this man who was just Jersey Shore extra, and he was just like, whatever. He was just happy to grind his boner on something that was listening to terrible jokes. And I was just like, he goes, what do you think? I go, I don't know if they're relatable. He said, what? I go, I write these articles.
It's relatable to some people.
I to read my articles. I'm like, I write these articles. You got to make it more universal.
Yeah.
Maybe not fuck your kids. That's just me. He goes, well, are any other comics doing that? I'm like, yeah, a lot. I go, check out Anthony Jeselnik. He goes, oh, I know him. I go, yeah, no shit. I go, you are him. I'm pretty sure those are his. Like, those are things he has by the open mics.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. But yeah, he goes, what do you think? Do you think I can start doing comedy? I'm like, anyone can start doing comedy. That's the great, beautiful thing about comedy. I'm trying to be nice. You can see like there was another couple, the one that was there. They weren't really that drunk, and they're laughing at my trying to respond. And he just goes, so what would you do with that joke? And I went, oh, my Uber's here. There's no car outside, nothing buzzed. And I just went outside and then just moved away from the window and just stood there for another 7 minutes until my Uber came. But yeah, they'll just come up to you and say, So that's what this guy was, I think. He was just like, I'm trying to be funny. I got a lot of those on Facebook now, and they'll just comment. It's like, yeah, you fucking piece of shit. And I'm like, well, all I did was post that I'm going to be at a show Thursday. It's like, yeah, you fucking potato, stupid.
Fuck you.
Like, well, this is great.
It's like the Eddie Murphy joke when people come up to him, fuck you, Eddie. Just because he says it. They're like,
well, or like the Chappelle thing where he's like, everyone's in his face like, Rick James, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm just with my kids at Disney. Can you stop doing that now? It's like, what the fuck? I guess people do that. And it's not, I mean, of course, I want people to come up to me. And it's also, like that guy said, I am unpopular. So, therefore, it's not like I'm some kind of comic. But, okay, and tell me if this is weird ego stuff. But a couple people wrote it on Facebook first when I bitched about it. And I kind of felt that way, too. Is it weird that I'm slightly flattered that the guy tagged me and like listened and then like used me as a way to troll? He's like, well, this guy said it and I listened to this guy. I don't know.
That's not weird. I mean, because he definitely listened, and there's like one fan out there.
I don't know if it's a fan, but
I don't know if you would want that guy to be your fan.
I don't want that guy, but I know. But it's nice to know people are listening. I am creep worthy. James Worthy's a weird uncle. But that's what I kind of took it as like, people are listening. Like when I did the Pat Oates is Awoke thing in this morning, and I'm like, no one's gonna watch at 7 a.m. And no one did watch 7 a.m. But as you and I talked about, it'll take a little while, but people might watch it. And we're getting a bunch of views. And it's a small battle, but like, all right, you have videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You're like me. You put them out there. People might view them. They might not. You ever get like a thumbs up?
No,
never.
No,
I never hear them.
I don't even have comments, which is great.
Right.
I don't want to read them.
I usually don't either. Sometimes I will get some, but I get views. I'll get a bunch of views, but people don't do that. Even with our podcast, I think it's because I'm a little abrasive. People aren't like, I'm not going to really say shit to this guy. But like, I want them to say some stuff, but we get listens. We obviously get downloads, and it's been growing every week. But this Pat Oates Woke thing, I get 5 or 6 thumbs up. I'm like, for me, with only like 40 subscribers, and I only get like, I think 45 views, whatever, maybe 50 views now, whatever it is. That's 50 fucking people that looked at it. And I only did it this morning, and I was pretty psyched about that. And then people are checking it out, and then people were talking to me about it during the day. And I'm like, I mean, am I what people think is making it? No, but I'm happy that like the more things I put out, the more people want to hear it. And I did learn this morning that I think I could talk for 24 hours.
Yeah, I knew that.
I think you both know. People are probably like,
just have a 24-hour show every day.
People are like, does he have guests so he knows where to turn sometimes? Is that what it is? Like, I'll look at Joe and keep talking. I'll look at Dan and keep talking. And then when Brandon goes off, I'm like, shut up, I've got this thing. And then I'll forget what I was saying and then talk about forgetting it and not let anybody go on. But that's the fuck this is.
Yeah, that's what it's been so far, right here.
No, Dan said garbage can guy and rape.
All right.
Actually, you said rape and pointed at me.
Which is not the first time that's happened to you. Rape. We got it. You should have turned the camera to you and showed the rape cam.
The rape cam.
Oh, by the way, people, this is why I didn't want to do the video. The first show we do on video, it's just cis white male Jones. Like, the show we always have every kind. I never fucking care who's on the show. It's always people I just enjoy. But of course, the first time we do a show on a video, it's just like 4 guys having a reunion from the Duke lacrosse rally. It's like 10 years later, and the party was still going. It's like, of course, but like, what are you doing around here? Why are you here? You're a New York man now. You were here for the show last night, and then you'll stay at your parents' then?
Yeah. I came home Saturday. It was my cousin's graduation, so I just.
Is the camera just on you the whole time?
I think it.
No, it's on both of you guys right now.
Yeah, us.
And then Sunday had a show, and then today.
How was the show? You did a brewery, right?
Yeah, I did a brewery. It was a very intimate crowd. There's 8 people.
That's
there.
that witch doctor place, right?
Yes.
I did it with Seacrest, Frankie Hill, Giancarlo, and Ryan, and they tried it on like a Tuesday, and it turned out it was very slight. But it's got a cool little stage. You can see it's got a good vibe. And
yeah.
Those brewery shows can be fun. They're all appreciative. You know, it's like 8, 9 people. They're appreciative, but you know, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a very awesome room. Like when I walked in, I was like, "This is a really cool place." Like I just come. It wasn't a show, like just to hang out. But,
breweries are.
Yeah.
It was a weird thing to me. Breweries, it's an amazing business because they're like, "Hey, we need to run this business." They're like, where's the most abandoned, scary place ever? And then they find it, and then they make the inside real nice, and then it's the only time you can get people to go somewhere where they would usually be put when they're gonna die. Like I've gone to shows where like we're walking around the back. One in Middletown, we were going there. I'm like, I think we're gonna die. and we were going. Me and Pete were
What's
going.
What's this?
It's-
Sleeping Beauty or whatever.
Is it called? It's something. Is it Beauty or? It's something Beauty.
Okay.
Sleeping Brewery.
No, it's not, that'd be good, but it's something Beauty. But yeah, it's the one in Milltown. It's like you have to go behind railroad tracks and go around and go behind there,
Okay.
and you go into this factory and you go in it, and it looks like they're gonna film Saw. But then you go into the room, and it's this nice fucking brewery, and it's crazy to go into that, and they get people coming out and they're spending money, and they're coming right after work, and they got ties on still, and they're drinking expensive little fucking beers and all that. And it's a crazy thing. And Ryan Brouth has made a fucking, a very smart move of fucking taking over and doing this monster monopoly of breweries and putting on some good shows and getting some great comics out. It's cool that usually I saw that lineup, and I'm like, it's cool he's using that one. I know him and Seacrest were putting on together for a while. I don't know if Darren's still involved, but when they were putting those shows on, it was a place that wasn't going with the highest budget like he usually works with. So they're giving guys who normally wouldn't be on those shows. Right? I'm not saying it was a bad lineup, but it's. I mean, he's had shows that had Tim Dillon and Sam Morrell and people like that, and to have a show that had you and Katie and and Raffy was on the show and
Christine Blinn.
Christine Blinn. That's a good. I mean, it's a good, fun, solid lineup. And Ryan on the show, but like not the level he's normally putting on. So that's kind of cool. You guys got a chance to do that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Your family had to come out and see you.
Yeah, it was my family.
I like your
my parents and.
Yeah, but they're great. They come on. They always laugh. Your dad's always nice. And I'm always like worried he's gonna go. You're an awful person. Get away from my son. I was like, but I like.
No, he kind of wants to be up there. Sometimes
you should. He should come on here. I do parents now. I had Nicole Claire's dad on. I'll have him on.
He's working right now, so I
not right this second.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll adjust for him, not for you. Well, for your dad, we'll do it.
That's fair.
We should just do that parent podcast.
Yeah, it'd be great.
A comic and their parent. That was a fun thing. When Nicole's, that was a good one. I enjoyed that.
What did you do wrong to make this?
Oh, when I asked the parents.
Yes.
I thought you just. I'm like, what did Joe make? What's in your hand? It's like,
No,
that'd be good. No, I like the opposite.
Comedians in general.
What I liked about Nicole and her dad, and I think the same thing would come up about those two. It wasn't the same person. Like he didn't come out like, "Hi everyone, how are you?" and then like do one-liners. He was this animated guy. Like it's cool to see that. My dad's different than me, and it's sometimes we all think like the family's gonna be the same. And kind of see once you start talking to them where now I hate when people say comedy comes from or traits come from them. My dad always says that like. You probably get your sense of humor from me. I'm like, no, I get it from fucking me. We all get our shit from me. You might get learned things from being around people, but that's not a DNA fucking trait. For me to write a joke about, fucking, whatever shit I write about, it's not going to be from my dad's thoughts when he was a child and he came that into me. Like, that's not he didn't come into me. I came out of him. That was a whole different day. That's a new podcast. Pat Oates is sore. It's a whole new podcast coming out. But
Disappearing Potatoes.
I never really got that, but to see where that kind of comes from, and also to see how comics react when, like, Nicole talks about anything, but to watch her still talk about anything with her dad sitting right there, you get to see the comfortability and things like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. How are you with your dad? Can you talk about anything with your dad right there?
Probably not, but
he watches your act.
Yeah. I mean,
no, but I mean, so he knows that you create things and he can't censor what you're saying, and that's who you are.
Yeah, I mean, not that like I can't talk about it. It's just I don't think I would want to talk to a lot of things with him.
You'll
probably.
talk about it to other people's parents.
Yeah.
But that's the thing,
right?
You should talk about that. If the jokes will relate, if your dad laughs, and the more you get comfortable telling your dad shit, the more you get comfortable telling strangers shit.
So you're saying I should be more close to my dad?
No,
okay.
But you shouldn't be afraid to say anything to anybody at any time. That's the whole point of this whole thing. A lot of comics are like, I can't say that stuff because look, they look like grandmas. Like grandmas got fucked. That's how they became grandmas. Like, so talk about everything in front of experience everyone. And that even means because the people that are going to believe you the most, your family and your friends and the close people are the ones who are going to believe in you the most, and they will support you the most, but they aren't the ones that are going to find you the most funny. Yes, Dan Brown.
Oh, but
he raised his hand.
He really did.
And I didn't know what was going on.
Very
I was
impressive.
But aren't like grandmas most likely to pretend that they didn't get fucked?
No, that's because you hate women.
All right.
No. I think what the problem is that no one asked grandmas about getting fucked. They all just assume that.
All right. I got some questions for my grandma.
Yeah. Get her on here.
Parents and grandparents on the Pat Oates
Whatever you
show.
got. Whatever
Bring 'em all.
Whatever you got. Any family members are coming on. But no, I don't think any. That's the thing. I think it's funny. We're in a time and age now where everyone in 2018, we should be able to say anything we want, but we're more labeled and closed than ever. Like, you can't say that word in front of that person, but you should be able to do whatever you want. But you can't say that thing to that guy. But you should be able to do whatever you want. It's like, don't ask grandma about fucking, but never treat her like she's old. Treat her like she's everybody else. But only say these things to her. It's like, what the fuck? There's so many rules. Like, no, just go away. All these things that we put rules on and things. You're like, oh, I can't say that. That's my dad. Yeah, he had sex once and now you're here, but that's still just the guy. And he's a guy that can relate to you the most because you're some of him. You know, so like, fuck it. If your parent, it's great. Yes, you should respect parents because they paid for shit and whatever, but we shouldn't just not do things in front of people because we gave them some fucking title. Fuck titles.
All right.
They're just fucking people.
Yeah.
Whoever's, if they're sitting in seats in front of you, they are your people. Doesn't matter what they are. They want to hear comedy. I don't care if they pay $2 or $1,000. They want to hear what you have to say. And if you want to talk about grandma's fucking, then you should. But you got to make it funny and you got to make it relatable to people who don't even have grandmas. That's the key. You got to make them know what a grandma is, and they've got to go, I'm not sure. I have a nana. It's like same thing, but less Germany. And like, that's what you do. But that's all it is. So you got to talk to dad about jerking off a lot. I think.
All right, I can do that.
Your grandma's not alive. Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause we would have had her on a while ago. Who would you have? If I did the family, your brother would be the person, right? If you had a family show.
He lives in Oregon. I mean, I guess. If
Listen,
he was in town.
one day because of this Patreon thing, big budget.
Oh yeah,
We'll be flying people in.
we can walk all the way to Oregon.
Oh yeah,
we can.
I get everywhere. I'll find a bus to Oregon. We'll get there. No, I'm saying if we did it, if we did a family thing, like there was no rules, would that be your family? Who's your lifeline? Would yours be your dad or no? Would be your brother?
Yeah, me and my brother, but yeah, probably my dad too. Why not? Well, let's have him on here.
You don't have to say why. I see you're cowering. Like, he's not gonna watch. Like, would it be your dad or your fucking brother? Who would you have on?
Probably my brother. One
There
of
you
them.
go.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. Joe's dad, he hates you. Who would you have? It'd be your brother, right?
I guess. I mean,
Who's left? Aunts?
yeah, but they don't care.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I see you talk to any, gotta talk to the mic more.
Sorry.
That's funny because at comedy shows we're like, pull the fucking mic away. You're so fucking loud. But here you're like, hey.
Okay.
But yeah, if you had to do it, you had a family Sophie's choice and you had to choose one. I know you go see aunts and uncles, but you always come back going, oh, they hate me. And then, so who would it be?
I feel like I might pick one of my cousins because I feel like I laugh harder with my cousins than with anybody else.
Well, I don't need anybody else staging me, Dan. We don't need
All
to do
right.
that shit. I don't need some wacky, hilarious cousin coming in and steal my thunder. That's fine. You have a cousin. Brandon, who would you go? Your mom?
I would say my mom or my dad, or maybe both, because
I think they're a good
very
combo. I think
interesting,
that would be a fun show. I think your
Yeah.
mom and dad on the show would be very fun. I think I'd vote them. Or Dion.
Yeah, we had him on before, right? Or no?
No, he sits.
Yeah,
He
sat in the
sits
background.
there and then like lurks.
Didn't one time? No, he had we gave him a mic at my house one time. Didn't he? Talked a
Yeah,
little bit, but
Kinda. I wanted to have him on talk about North Carolina, but he won't talk. Like how he did that he did that wizard shit.
yeah, the reverse magic.
We're in the car and we're in a station wagon in North Carolina, and he's driving his wagon, and it's like breaking down. So I'm like, oh,
It started to stall.
I don't know about cars. So I go, oh, okay, so we're just stranded now because that's what happens when it stops. Cars stop and you cry and then you're trying to figure out the best. So, but we're on some back road and Dion's like, oh yeah. So he just stops the car. He puts it in reverse.
We're in your car.
No, his just
No,
Dion's. He
Dion
has a
had a
station
car.
wagon thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he puts it in reverse. Starts going backwards a little bit. Then he fucking like throws it like into like neutral and there's a couple wacky moves and then puts it in drive and then like flux capacitor or whatever.
And then the
next thing
wings
I'm-
came out and we flew away.
No, but seriously, all of a
Yeah.
sudden the car starts moving, and I
Yeah.
go, "What the fuck was that wizardry?" And he just goes, "Oh, you like just do this and that and a move." I'm like, "What the fuck off, you wizard!"
Sometimes the flux capacitor gets stuck and you got to whack it.
I mean, then it stalled again. We went to a gas station, and
Yeah.
you and I both had to try to push
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
car
get it
up a
moving
hill
again so I can
to get
start
to the
up.
gas station.
Yeah.
To put the gas in it, and then it just fucking started again. And I was like, "What the fuck
Yeah,
off,
it
you
was-
wizard."
We think it might have been like the fuel pump or something.
I think maybe next time
sporadic.
don't take his car.
Well, no,
I was gonna rent a
he
car
was gonna
actually,
rent, but
and
Deanna was actually
insisted.
trying to help out and not make him spend any money on renting a car. But and it was a comfortable ride going there and back. We had no issues at all. Actually, I had a good time going to North Carolina with you guys.
It was fun.
We stayed at my mom's one night.
We should do that again.
Hospitable. They were a good time.
What part of North Carolina was it?
The festival I was in Raleigh. And that was a great. By the way, I know a couple of them are one. I know you like to sign up for certain things. Both you. I know if you will take the ride and you sign up next year, Oak City Comedy. If anyone wants to, fucking go.
Yeah.
It was their first year. Sherry and I believe his name was Mark. Man, they ran it like so professionally and so great, and they were so nice. Every show was fun. Even the first show we did, we were like, "What the hell is this?" And you came and watched the show. The crowd was good. The vibe was great. Everybody was excited. It was a fun feel, and that whole city, kind of that town, whatever, the real Raleigh. I think it's considered a city. Yeah.
Yes. It's the capital.
It had this cool like Brooklyn Southern hipster feel town to it. Very diverse.
Yeah, it was like a way better New Haven. Like but 10 times as big. It was crazy. Like that downtown area, just everywhere. Really nice restaurants. They had just people out everywhere sitting, drinking coffee, hanging out.
Shows all over the place. And the 2 shows I was on, I only could be there 2 days because I had to come back to North Carolina. And then they were even messaging me saying, "Oh, we wish you were here for 3 or 4 more days. It went great." I met so many comics that were so funny. I got to see 1 or 2 comics I knew from the area.
I was going to ask
like
that.
Tim McKeever. I don't know if you know Tim.
Yeah, I know. Tim.
Very funny guy. And Tim was there. And I met a couple of comics from New York that I didn't know. And then we just bullshit, whatever. But it was a great time. And it just took care of you. And it was just, you just felt good doing it.
Right.
Now, was the networking something? Am I getting a ton of things out of it? No, not really. But I think it was also because I was there Tuesday and Wednesday. But I mean, they treated me cool. Tuesday night, I closed the show and I did the most time of anybody. I didn't know that I was going to get a little better treatment, but they just did that. Wednesday, I had a very stacked lineup. They said had me go first, and I did as much time as everybody. And it was a great fucking time on that show too. It was a lot of fun. I really suggest that one if you take the ride out, whatever. And they're real cool. Like
that was in April. Right,
just did it.
No, like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Even they have a performers group that they put on Facebook, and that one was constantly taking care of people. Like, hey, these 3 or 4 people are getting a motel room, and they'll split it with these 3. They're making sure everybody, if they wanted to come out, here's where to stay. And after every show, I would even get the message we were leaving. It was like, hey, we're all going to this place, and they're going to throw out a bunch of free pizzas or empanadas, or this place is going to give us no cover because we say Oak City. They were having events happen to take care of people, so you were all hanging out together.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was cool shows and improv, and it just really awesome. I really enjoyed it. That one, and when I did Rogue Island last year, they really treated you good. So.
Yeah,
those are fun ones.
To that one, I think.
The road's closer, but they were really fun. If you're going to go out and do something, I think it's just good to do it because I got to see different audiences, diverse lineups, and see if my jokes work other places. Not instead of trying to be the comic who's like, well, I better try to talk about this because now I'm in this area. No, I do me. Does me work here and me work there, and I was happy with it. But like, it was a real good feeling. It was funny to watch. There's one comic, Will Martin, from Boston. And he was up there, and he does dark stuff. He's pretty funny, but we're standing in the back, and he does a joke. And I was next to the host, and he says something about, it's kind of like a Bertucci, and no one laughed. And the host goes, "What's a Bertucci?" And I go, "Oh shit, that's the best." I go, "It's like an Olive Garden, but with a brick oven." And he goes, "Oh, okay." So when he got on stage, I go, "They don't know Bertucci's." He goes, "Oh shit." He's like, "I didn't even think about that." Like little things like that. Where the next night you just said Olive Garden, and it fucking worked fine. But yeah, it was a fun experience. But you're in New York are you doing things?
Yeah, I mean, first couple months I was there, I wasn't really doing a lot of comedy, but now I'm getting my.
Because you were trying to figure out what to do work wise and everything else.
Yeah, mostly that, and just trying to like figure out how to get around and what's popular, what's not popular for mics and stuff. But it's.
Are you finding mics that you hitting every night?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I try to get up at least 2 to 3 times a night. And
now, are you getting in because you know the people, so now you can get up, or can you just get up? Like if I came and said, "Hey, Joe, let's go hit some mics on a Tuesday or Wednesday," could we go hit mics, or would I not be able to because I'm outsider Joe?
No, yeah, you'd be able to. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm Pat Oates and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
I was just get, know me from certain things as things no one watches.
Here's my
He's not really
album.
popular.
I'm very unpopular. Super unpopular.
No, I work till noon, so I can hit a mic at like 3:00, and I can.
I know you've been wanting to do that. Go to New York and hit some mics.
Yeah.
I want to go to Boston. I've been hitting up some people there and doing stuff like that. So you want to do that?
Yeah.
We know that. I got to finalize it, but my buddy who does the afternoon show I told you about, WAAF, I'm gonna get a chance to go on there and promote the album, but I'll also promote this.
Yeah.
So I get to be on that one. Radio has been very helpful with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like a golden god on radio. It's amazing what I do. So great. I was on Chaz and AJ, and they told me that they had a thing called ratings. Then they had to get a new word for it because the ratings exploded when I was on it.
Oh wow,
that's not true. But they put me on a Friday when it's Memorial Day. They're like, whatever, just talk. No one else wants to come in. No, but they're great to me. Baxter O'Brien's great to me, and it'd be cool to do that one too. But I want to get out there and I want to do some mics in the Boston area and stuff like that. I want to submit to like 1 or 2 more festivals this year, but I'm not sure what yet.
You should broke. Do the Baltimore one. It was free last year. And I think it might be free again.
They already did the signups, right?
Did they?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
You just told me about a festival, and then you asked me if I know about the signups.
Well, no, because you said it like you knew that they already did it, and I was like, no, I don't think so.
I don't know if you know me. I say everything like I know what I'm talking about. Okay. That is what I do. I win so many arguments when I'm so wrong because I just talk so matter of factly. People are like, fuck,
he's doing it right now.
He's got it right. Yeah. Right here. I'm convincing
you know what?
you.
I don't know. I don't know anything. So
I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dan Brown knows stuff.
I could Google it while you guys are talking.
Yeah, it's the
you know some stuff.
Labor Day weekend.
Some stuff like
you know some animation stuff.
Yeah.
You've been doing that live. How's that going? Live drawing. People can watch you draw, right?
Yeah.
I think you were drawing me. Were you drawing me?
I was drawing a character based
on I saw me getting drawn, and I was like, is this a dream? Should I keep jerking off? Like, this is great. I'm getting drawn.
I need to get better at it because I don't. I meant to have sound, but for some reason the sound didn't go through. So
what sound would you make? Draw, 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 draw.
Yes.
Nice.
Is that Indiana Jones? What is that?
Yeah, well, I was trying to do Indiana Jones draw. I don't know why I thought that was a good draw music. But like, because you're drawing, you're doing the animation thing. You do music. You're always playing music here. When are you gonna just get out there and do it for people?
I used to do music for people, but they would always ask me, like, do you have recordings? Do you have any stuff recorded? And I'd be like, no. And then
why don't you combine the two?
I like that. I used to do this stuff. And then people would have an interest in it. And I was like, go away. I do this for me.
I want to have recordings of music before I start performing again because then I can have business cards. Like I can put one in.
Anyone can get those. You know the point of it. That's Vistaprint. It's like $2. You just get business cards. But you're right. And I said that to him. You combined Brandon and I, we're not going to talk about it, but Brandon and I, what I've been learning recently is I like being able. There's a lot of comics that have other talents and traits that might help them boost their comedy and get themselves out doing things. Brandon has some really good abilities and things that he can do that I think that him and I, with this new idea we had that we're not really going to talk about, but saying that I think if it works out well and does what we want it to do, it can really help out Brandon branch out to what he wants to do and really get attention for like both of us, something we want to do. I'm writing this thing right now, putting together because I had an idea for like this musical comedy thing that I'm working on. And so I reached out to Harper Lyles and Dave Hintz because like one of them has a great ability of dancing. One knows everything about music and putting on musical things like that and using their abilities plus their comedic abilities to tie into what I'm doing. People need to tap into that. You're a fucking talented guy, and you're not doing shit but talking about rape. You gotta play some guitar and some drums. You gotta get on stage and do that shit.
For the record, I rarely talk about rape, and I don't know.
Maybe that's the problem. Then. Maybe.
They want more rape.
Maybe,
put
more
music
rape,
behind the rape joke. Yes.
Listen, one of the most famous rape scenes involves a banjo. All I'm saying is they go together. You know what I mean? Like it's hand in hand.
At some point,
holding hand down. But
I don't think I know that rape scene.
What's that thing?
Deliverance.
Yeah. Yeah. Squeal like a pig.
All right.
Remember we did that with Frankie Hill and he went to like a real deep cut about it. He had like the whole breakdown of the whole thing.
Oh,
I'm like, have you seen it? He's like, no. What the fuck was that? He just had a breakdown. Yes, you should do more stuff.
Well, I want to like start doing a public access show because I have a lot of animations that I've collected over the years, and I kind of want to work with comedians and maybe have like a SNL type of thing where it's like this comedian is the guest on this showcase of animations, and then I'll have them write their sketches and then just pepper those sketches out throughout the rest of the stuff that I've collected.
If you do an S&M type show, he'll be on it. Like SNL.
Yeah.
Work. It's like,
hit me up.
But what about you're a good guitar player, you're a good drummer, you're one of the greatest whistlers of our generation. Like, I don't know why you're not doing these things on stage.
Nobody wants me to.
No, what the fuck does that mean? They're not gonna come up to you and say, do these things. You gotta do the things, and they want the things. You gotta go up. Dan fucking Brown, this is an intervention for you. Fuck this show. You gotta go up to fucking people and say, put me on fucking shows. You don't do that. You need to go up to people because you're funny. You got a lot of fucking talent, and you need to say, put me on shows. But you stand in the corner because you're a good person, but comedy isn't about good people. These are Joe is a fucking vulture. He goes up to people and goes, give me things. I would like some things.
Hey, can I be in your podcast?
Can I address this really quickly?
I would like some.
You
can't, Dan, because I'm talking. I'm Joe, and I want.
Is that how I sound? God damn it!
Yeah, I would like some, I would like some spots.
Okay.
I got some jokes in my. You notice how people pay attention to you and they respect you now? You notice that? How great that was? I don't know why you were doing John Ronoff in the middle of the fucking show, but fine, whatever. It's like, you speak now.
I kind of feel like, is the sound still on?
You broke the show.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're still going.
I kind of feel like, all right, I feel like there's a lot of people who put on shows in Connecticut who just put their friends on.
That's true.
And I don't know.
You don't. When do you go up to people and say
nobody's friends with each
other?
other?
When do you message people? No, that's the first question. When do you message them and say put me on shows?
I sometimes message like. I guess I don't really do that very often.
But that's they're all doing. They weren't friends beforehand. They became friends because it started by doing shows together. Then by being around each other, then they became friendly, and then they became the people they knew to go to. But it started because
I've never said no to being on a show but
you're waiting for them to ask you. You've got to ask them. That's the step. The ultimate comedy is that cold call. It's that, hey, I see you have this show, Dave Sheehan, it's Zen Bar. Can you fucking throw me on the show? Most of those shows aren't paying. They're mostly going to say yes anyway. They love fresh blood and new meat and all that shit. Or is it new blood and fresh meat?
I hear
it's
what
new
you're
meat.
I hear what you're saying.
Are we talking about prison or comedy?
No, it's fresh meat, right?
Fresh fish. I don't know.
I just wanted to say new meat. That's all.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, if I'm starting a business and I'm not going out and looking for things that I think are the best, and instead I'm just waiting for whatever random person comes up to me, I feel like I'm not experiencing the whole of my field.
But you're not starting a business. You're fucking telling jokes.
But if I'm putting on a show, I'm kind of starting a business.
No, I'm not telling you to put on a show.
I see. I think.
I know what he's saying, but don't worry about what the fuck they're thinking.
Yeah.
That's not how this business works. I'm telling you, from a guy who's been doing 11 years, I didn't get shows by sitting on my ass. My first 2 years, I just went everywhere. If I saw a flyer, I would message. I'd find out who had that flyer. I'd message them, private message them. I wasn't an asshole on Facebook or whatever, but I'd private message them or whatever. I would say, hey, do you have an email that I can send for my avails? And either they'd say, sure, here's the email, or like, who the fuck are you? Or just do it through here, whatever. But I started the conversation. And then they would say, oh, we only have these kind of things. I'm like, that's fine. I'd love to do like whatever on your showcase. And I would send out a thing and they say, fine, come, it's in Maine and it's in fucking 2 weeks. All right. And then I'd message someone else and just find one in Boston. And just any shows were going, and then people started to know my name. Even if I wasn't funny yet, I was in a flyer here and a flyer there and a post here and a tag here, because everyone's like, oh, I know this guy, Pat Oates. Oh, is he funny? You know what? I don't even know, but I know his name. He must be. He's on all these shows. The way Brian Plum fucking did that, where everyone knew who the fuck he was, because he was just doing. Stosh was making jokes about being the king of the walk-on, but he was just going everywhere and asking for time. The worst they can say is no, and then you go and watch the show anyway. But the more things you ask,
or they'll put you on the next show.
Which is more times than not, they'll put you on the next show.
Yeah.
If they don't have one.
That's how that works.
And a lot of comics that are put only go to the friends, because comics, as you know, and that's something that you deal with. A lot of people do comedy, do it because they're not the best social skilled people. So they go into the comedy. It's easy. They control the conversation on stage and stuff. But the hard part is where you have to be social with other people who suck at being social. It's a bunch of people who at a party would never talk to anyone, who are all networking. Yeah. It's a crazy thing. It's like Sims, but they're all just facing the wrong way. And then they're just trying to get them to turn around and hang out with each other. So they don't know what to do either. So what they do is when someone does say to them, hey, I'll do your show, they're like, oh, good. I will ask this person always, because they didn't make it bad. So I know they'll say yes or no and do the show. Once they know you'll do it, if you don't, it's out of sight, out of mind thing. They might see you at a mic, but they don't know if you want the show or do this. They don't know anything else about you besides when you're there. So a lot of it does come up with, when you hear someone talking about a show, asking the question, hey, how do I get on that show? And I know that people think it's a hard thing, but if we can stand on stage and talk about our penises, we should be able to ask someone about a gig. Like it should be, if you have, it's funny what we have no problem saying. There are things. Now tell me why I'm wrong.
And you should be able to talk to your parents on stage.
Also, Joe, shut the fuck up. Dan, go ahead.
You're not.
You didn't raise your hand. I know you're not really wrong. I just wanted to yell at him for a minute. No.
Yes.
No.
You see that?
I kind of wanted to add something if you don't mind.
We do mind. Dan, right ahead.
I don't think you're wrong. I just like.
Perfect. Brandon. Okay. No, Dan, go. Brandon, no. No, sorry, Dan, go ahead.
Can I leave?
No, you live here. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Brandon, go ahead.
It's my show, you asshole. Don't take over now. You're off the show.
I'm waiting for Pat. It's like Simon says. I'm just waiting for Pat to say it.
No, I want Dan to fucking talk,
yeah.
Brandon. We're on video.
I don't know.
We're on C-SPAN. Where the fuck we're on?
Is that on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like all right, I don't have anything figured out. But sometimes I feel like if I do a good job and I've done a good job, there are people who will put me on a show. Joe put me on a show at the CT Improv when he was hosting. Andre Shorter has asked me. Like I feel like if I'm good, people will ask me.
Some will.
See, that's the right way, and that's how comedy should be booked, but that's not how comedy's booked.
Well, no, I think you're wrong there too, because that's you thinking that that's how we're all in this bubble where and it's not a selfish thing. You know, you are more than anyone in the world does not sit there and think about themselves. I'm not saying it this way, but we do think about, well, if I do well, people should see that and do that. But the comic who's booking that show is also a comic, and they're also thinking about people seeing them and thinking they're good. Everyone's thinking about what people are thinking of them. So a lot of times they aren't thinking about watching you or doing you until you come up and say, hey, because it's funny. The 8 or 9 bookers that probably don't talk to you, if I said to them, do you know Dan Brown? They go, oh, yeah, he's real funny. I see him with these mics all the time. Then you would go, well, if you think I'm so funny, why wouldn't you? It's because they didn't think of it either. So instead of waiting for someone else to offer it, you do have to be aggressive in that way and say, hey, can I be on this show? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. Now, when we get to the point where it's paid stuff and booking in clubs, yeah, that comes with clips and more experience, things like that. But you get that experience and you get away from those mics and you get more known when you start asking people. So if there's a show going on and you know it's just a showcase, you should be messaging like Darren Seacrest doesn't give a fuck. And no, but it's like a good thing. He'll just message
you. And you should, Darren.
No, but he's right, because Darren's like, hey, I need to get work. I'm busy all the time. So I know these 8 or 9 people that put on shows. So, hey, 8 or 9 people, I'm available next Saturday. What do you got for me? And he'll get a gig out of it. And he also gets paid work too. And Darren's a very funny guy. But Darren's not afraid to ask that question. Because what? They're going to say no, but they're there putting on shows. They need the product, which is you. They got to get it anyway. But they're not the kind of boss or business that's going to go out looking, because they're a business where they're also trying to be the product. It's a weird business where when you combine business and creative minds, it's fucked up. Because a creative mind is like, we should all be performing. We should all do it for, we should all get $1 million each. We should all do 45 minutes.
And rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, and then business is like, I'm going to charge you $2 for the rainbow and $6 for the butterfly. And I know you said you're doing 5 minutes, but you're doing a tight 3 or a solid 4. But either way, you're not doing that. You better bring 12 people, and then 12 of them better bring 13 people. And you're trying to combine those two things.
2 drink minimum. Yeah.
Yes, per unicorn.
Yes.
So, but that's the crazy thing. We did that well. I like that. But that's you got to push out there. He was asking people. I know he was asking people, because all of a sudden he started getting on gigs that weren't with me and him. At the beginning, it was me and him, and I was like happy. I was like, Joe, come with me. We'll go do these gigs. But we would talk about this shit.
Yeah.
And then Joe would talk to me about.
Just message him.
And Joe would talk to me about it in the car and be like, hey, I'm doing this gig and this gig. And then Pete's doing that now too. Pete wasn't doing that for a while. And Pete, believe me, is one of those guys that is a big guy and all that, whatever. But he's not the kind of guy that's always outgoing. He is with his friends, and he's a wonderful guy and a huge heart and a great dude. But he's not one of those guys that's always going to believe it. Even especially 6-7 months ago, when he really didn't believe in himself on stage, he was really afraid to go up to people and ask for shit. And it was just like, hey, Pat, would you know how to get on this thing? And I don't mind helping out with that, but like, if you do it yourself and just ask them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to fucking say yes. Because they need new meat.
Yes.
New meat.
You always need new meat.
You always need new meat. You don't want old meat? Old meat stinks. Think about all the old me out there telling shitty jokes. Fuck old me. Like, you don't need to. You know you can get on there and travel out and do other things too. Don't I got to jerk on my camera? I got a camera jerk on. Old me.
No, old me right there.
Guys, I shouldn't be on your shows. I should be put out the pasture like Billy Wins and the rest of the world. But no, I'm not. I'm an old time Jones. And I've only been doing 11 years. They've been doing 50. But you fuckers don't step it up. So I got to keep going out there and yelling dumb shit. But you definitely need to start reaching out and asking for things. Now, everybody likes to shit on the guy, and I'll be the weird one that says it's not. Andre Kim, man. Andre Kim. Fucking, hey, how do I get on this? How do I get on this? I'd like to be on this. And he gets his shit. He doesn't care what we all think about him. He realized that right away. Fuck it. I don't need to be on those things. I'll go to New York, and I'll fucking ask, and he gets gigs. He gets work.
Yeah, he works hard.
He works hard. That's all it is. It's just working. You work super hard. You work at all your crafts, but did not put it out. That's the thing, because you're so fucking talented that you need to let people know. And I know it's a hard thing. Believe me. I can do this now because it took me 5 or 6 years. I was just running around like an animal, but I was also married and wanting to get out of the house. I mean, that's literally those first 2 years. I found this thing. I got excited about this thing. There are certain places I don't do it right. I don't always send. I need to get a better clip, which we do, and I talked about trying to record something, but like I didn't, I'm happy we didn't record that. I wasn't going to be a great recording, but
I didn't use my recording either from there.
I need to get a good clip or whatever. And I need to send more things out to people I'm not on. I kind of get lazy once in a while in that, and I think sometimes I need to practice what I preach. But for a while, I was the one that would just message people and just say, "Hey, I want to be on this. I want to be on this. How do I get on this?" And then I would do what they said. Comedy Studio had the most beautiful thing in the world. And I don't know if when they get the new place, they'll do this, but it was beautiful. It was, hey, if you want to perform a Comedy Studio, here's the thing. You got to come watch 3 shows. Come in, watch the show, introduce yourself to Rick, say, hi, Rick, whatever. You watch the 3 shows. When that's all done, the 3rd time, you email me and say, hey, I came and watched 3 shows, and I'd like to be considered for a show. And then usually they would put you on one Sunday showcase. You'd go do it, and if you did well, he'd message you and say, hey, in 2 months you can do another Sunday showcase or a Wednesday, whatever. None of those gigs are paid. They're all really good comics working hard in Boston. If you didn't do well, then you didn't do well. But that was the whole thing. How do I get on? You come, you watch how we do shows, you help us, you be an audience, whatever. You didn't get charged. You'd sit in the back where the comics sat. They treated you well, but you learned how they did things, and then they put you on a show, and that was the way you did it. Ideally, that'd be great if you went and watched a showcase anywhere, and they're like, oh, since you came, you come on. And a lot of times, I think people would do that. Like Frank, if you just came to Dante's and watched a show, he'll hit me up and say, hey, who should we have on the showcase for the next one? I'm like Chris here came and watched the last 2, and we should definitely have him on. He's like, perfect. And then he's like, you're right. You definitely came supported, whatever. Throw him on the show. Sometimes when people are booking stuff too, there's so many names that they just think about the last people they saw. And if there's an email that just came in and said, hey, we'd love to do a show, and they're like, somebody bails, they're like, oh, Dan Brown just emailed me. Might hit him up. It's that thing where you're either out of sight, out of mind, or you're right on top of mind, fresh in their mind, new meat. And you just get in there, and you got to tell them that. But it only comes from you saying something to them. Message all the fucking people. Anyone's got a showcase anywhere. Nicole Claire's things at Starlight and all the things, and Ask You and all the shit they're putting on. They'll put people on. They're not doing a budget. She puts on fun shit, and that's a great community to get involved in. All those people. First, it was fucking really funny. And Aaron Collins and all those people, and Colleen and all them. They're fun people to be around, and it's a good environment sometimes to get away. It's me and Pete went to do that open mic, the Wick, that's up in Rhode Island. And we did. It was fun to watch that and go, oh, that's their Giancarlo. That's their Joe Reddington. That's their Dan Brown. That's their this and that. That's their me, whatever. Yeah. And it was fun to watch those roles and how they do things. But it's also good to let those people know you exist. Pete and I went there just to a fucking open mic. Pete got a gig. What do I? New gay meat. They came in. They're like, yeah, we saw this meat. And now
Pete's gay?
Sometimes. On Wednesdays and Saturdays. Bye.
Hi, Pete. Love you, Pete.
More than love you, Pete. And Pete and Pat are going to be on very soon. We were actually going to have them on. Then I was running on my schedule.
Oh, so okay.
Both. Oh yeah.
Parents and lovers.
I just like Pat a lot.
Yeah, Pat's good, dude.
I think I'm kind of just letting Pete be with him. No, okay, but no, I want Pat. I think Pat's a great dude and very funny. And he's over. He's a good comedy man. And Pat liked my comedy before him and Pete were together. So it's pretty fucking awesome. Anyways, but it's just, I'm not just saying it to you. I'm kind of saying it like to everybody. Like you and I had this talk for a while too, because there was a time where Brandon was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna try to do some comedy." A lot of times when it's winter and when you're not busy, but this year you were even more busy. Like, I gotta get out there. I'm like, the way thing is just to let people know you fucking exist, man. You just gotta let people fucking know.
Yeah,
I'm at open mics because I love comedy, but and I'm the only one who's been doing it as long as I have, who goes to those open mics still, because these young people need to know I exist so I can get gigs. Rivera started doing it. He started making himself known at showcases, and now he gets gigs again. For a while, he wasn't showing up. And Romanoff doesn't go around those things. And these guys who were doing it 2 years have no idea where the fuck he is. Panita B doesn't know what the fuck John Romanoff is. I just wanted to say those two names together.
Hey, everybody, I exist.
Yeah! Fucking yeah!
Yes. I'll clap too. Yes.
I wish we just went around and doing affirmations.
5 minutes.
Affirmations. 5 more minutes of this podcast. We can continue if we wanted because we're going to be on the Patreon.
I'm going to I'll shut the video off though, and the rest will just be on the audio for Patreon. Is that what you want to do?
Are you going to edit this out now?
Yeah, no. In 5 more minutes, we're done. Yeah, the video goes off. That's done. That's what we're going to be doing for people that don't know is that we have this Patreon. The Comedy LOL Network is going. I've gotten some weird feedback about your. We might need to change the bumper.
Oh yeah, I planned on doing that anyway. I just been.
They're kind of like, what the fuck? I'm like, Brandon. I think Brandon was high and he wanted to hear his voice 3 times.
It was just easy, and I like threw it on. And I'm like, all right, this will work, and then I just haven't had a chance to really do another.
I think Joe should be the voice of Comedy LOL Network.
Okay,
he's already the voice of my podcast.
Okay.
I mean, my album.
Yeah, we could
do
the
voice
recording
of my
right
podcast, and he should just do that. Hey,
yeah, what do you need me to do?
Just you should listen to the
Brandon Bonanza.
All 4 of us can say it, and then we could just put it all together.
No, but stop doing that thing with the kaleidoscope of voices. I don't like
That's what I did. I recorded myself saying it 3 different times and put it over once so you could just hear it. And I was like, oh, that sounds great.
And it sounds haunting as fuck.
Yeah, it really does.
But
I was so high.
So echo?
Yeah, that's why there's an echo, because it's just me saying
when
it 3
you
times.
listen to this podcast, the first thing you'll hear is
it'll
that
say
thing.
Comedy LOL Network, that part,
So-
whatever it is.
All right, yeah, I'll do it then. I'll record something.
Do it.
But yeah, I like that idea. I like Joe being the voice. You could have had it, but you didn't fucking ask, Dan. Don't get it.
Well, he just said he existed today, so give him a break.
But
I'm adjusting to my existence.
it's been a long
Life
time
is pain.
coming.
Life is pain, my friend.
But so we're gonna do a Patreon thing. Like now, this will be on the Comedy LOL, what you call it, YouTube thing. So they gotta subscribe to that shit. What are you doing? You're grimacing and you're moving cameras around.
I just shot at the ceiling for a second. We'll be all right though.
That's good.
Sorry, guys.
That'll be all in the bonus, the bonus ceiling coverage. One show we just show the ceiling, and there it is. And then you see Tom Cruise just coming through the fucking pop-ups. It's fun. But we do the Patreon is going to be a thing where if you subscribe to the Patreon, you donate to that, you'll get bonus stuff. Like you'll get this show will be on iTunes and all that shit Wednesday, and then the video will be up on the Comedy LOL YouTube page on Thursday. But we're recording on Monday. You could get this whole show and the video and everything. Fuck it, right there. Right, as soon as we're done recording, Brandon's gonna throw it up there. You're gonna get it there right away. We have giveaways and shit like that, all that kind of stuff.
And we're also going to stop recording the video at 1 hour, and the podcast that we put up on iTunes, we're also going to stop at 1 hour, but we're going to keep recording afterwards and then put it up for the people on Patreon.
If we feel, just to be clear,
like
if we feel like it's going well, I think we still have some more things we can talk about. Right? Yeah, we're not going to just do it just to push out bonus, but in like 2 more minutes when we're done, and I'm going to let everybody plug things. If we want to keep talking for a couple more minutes and do so, I like to do that, and then people get that bonus on there. So go to the Patreon. It helps us out a lot. The network's going to have some great. We're going to be how soon until we can announce all the fucking great podcasts?
Couple weeks. Well, I mean, even sooner with the other one. So yeah, keep listening, guys.
Well,
hopefully,
regardless, they will. No, I don't give a fuck. When do you think you'll be done so the network is a thing?
Hopefully in about a week or 2.
All right, so in a week or 2, we're going to announce. We're going to have some fucking really good podcasts on here. It's not going to be just me. I mean, this Comedy LOL is the house that Pat Oates built. But I mean, like, it's going to be my podcast and Brandon's podcast. And we got at least 3 others coming up.
Yeah,
at least. We're going to be building this Connecticut comedy community. And if we're going to get outside Connecticut, that's great too. But we're going to have some great podcasts. Not all it's by comedians. I mean, Brandon, you have a show. But we have some great stuff that's coming up really soon. And it's going to be great. And the Pat Oates Awoke thing is going to be every day. I think I might not do it. If we're going to put a video up every Thursday, I'm not going to put, maybe I won't do the Awoke on Thursdays.
All right.
But knowing me, I'll probably do the Awoke on Thursdays. I'll probably do it every day in weekends, and I'll probably never stop.
I'll probably do just that, like he said, a 24-hour show. You're just going to have a camera following you around.
But what do you got to plug? Where are you gonna be? This is gonna come out Wednesday, so Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, they can follow you somewhere or shows you got. While you're doing that, Dan, what do you got?
Sorry.
This Saturday, June 9th, I'm going to be at Comics at Mohegan Sun for the 4 p.m. Matinee show.
Those are fun shows. I like those.
And then on the 26th, I'm going to be on the Frank show. I forget the new name of the restaurant that it's going to be at.
At this point, it's still, I think, called Dante's. They haven't said the official name, but you're going to be on the show. And in Stratford, that me and Frank will be on. They'll be in Stratford. It's at the artist formerly known as Dante. I think they're changing the name to like Black Hawk.
Black Hawk Down or something.
I wanted to call it Black Hawk Downtown, but like I don't think they'll call it that. But like
that
Black
would
Hawk,
be great.
Yeah, but it's right across the street from like Sikorsky. That's why they're calling it that. But it's where Dante's shows always were. That now will have a new name and new food. Instead of having like Italian, I think it's gonna have more like a fish type feel, like a fish fry, all that kind of fun stuff. But it should be fun, and they're looking forward to putting new shows on there. But the same great Frank comedy, things like that, whatever. So, and they can follow you where?
They can follow me at Ghosty Films on Twitter.
Awesome.
You.
I got 2 shows coming up, 2 different months. Let's see here. June 29th, I will be hosting a show at the Bar None Bar in East Village.
Oh, New York.
New York, yes. And then
how'd you get that all hosty host?
I don't know. You got to ask people for spots. That's
nice, good job. Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck you, Dan Brown.
No.
And
no.
I'll be there July 13th doing just a regular spot. But yeah, actually, I did a spot there before, and guy liked me.
All you got left is 2 spots in New York.
That's all I got right now.
You gotta fucking get out there. You gotta come back here and do more things.
Yeah, but it seems like every time I come here,
you got to schedule the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to schedule the thing and make that around your thing. You've now got to use the reason why you're in New York. We're out of time, right? So what do you got plug?
Go to lightscameradjs.com if you need a DJ for any of your DJ needs.
Right, my album is you can hear it anywhere, Spotify, whatever. Good try. You can find it on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, fucking Google Play.
I'm on there too, by the way.
Apple Music, all that shit. Go find it there. Grab an album. My new article, I'm going to be writing it tonight, and I get out to Last Step soon. But all my Last Step articles, patos.com, everything there. Go to the Patreon. You'll be able to hear more of this great shit. Make sure that you watch the videos, the Pat Oates Awoke, all that shit. Whatever.